Hello there and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a really lovely and common topic for IELTS Speaking Part 2, describing an occasion when you saw a whole bunch of people smiling. Let's get you totally ready to deliver an amazing answer.
Welcome to the IELTS Focus. We're all about giving you the tools you need to succeed. So in this explainer, we're going to build a complete, high-scoring model answer from the ground up. It's packed with some fantastic vocabulary and a super simple structure that you can use for any story you want to tell.
So here's our game plan for today. We'll kick things off with a simple 4-step framework. Then we're going to build a perfect answer together, piece by piece, covering the intro, the situation, the experience, and how you felt. And of course, we'll wrap it all up with a quick recap of the best vocabulary. Okay, let's get started with the foundation. The absolute key to nailing Part 2 is having a solid structure. Think of this framework as your blueprint. It's what's going to help you build a clear, coherent, and really impressive response, and it'll keep you talking confidently for the full 2 minutes.
And it's as simple as this. First, you hook the examiner with a really strong introduction. Second, you set the scene. You gotta paint a picture with your words. Third, you describe the main event, the experience itself. And finally, you share how it made you feel personally. Each part just flows right into the next to create a really complete story.
Right. Let's zoom in on Part 1, the introduction. How do you kick off your story in a way that immediately grabs the examiner's attention? Well, it really all comes down to a powerful opening sentence. This is such a fantastic way to begin. Right off the bat, it tells the examiner exactly what you're talking about. It uses great vocabulary like heartwarming and ear-to-ear smiles, and it just leads perfectly into whatever story you're about to tell. And what could that story be? Honestly, think of any happy event you've been to. It could be a family thing, like a wedding or a surprise party, or maybe a bigger public event, like a music festival or a graduation. Any of these will work beautifully.
Let's just talk for a second about the power of a word like heartwarming. When you use it, you're instantly setting the emotional tone for your whole story. It's such a simple word, but it packs so much positive feeling.
Oh, and here's another brilliant one. If you say something like, "The joy in the room was contagious," you're showing off some really high-level vocabulary. It perfectly describes how happiness can just spread through a crowd. Examiners love words like this.
Okay, so you've introduced your story perfectly. Now it's time to set the scene. This is where you really bring that moment to life for the examiner. You're going to paint a picture for them using your words.
You've got to be specific here. Don't just say it was a party. Tell them where. Was it in a beautifully decorated banquet hall or a cozy backyard? Why was this event so important? And who was there? Adding these little details makes your story so much more vivid and believable.
Now, here's a great way to talk about why the event mattered. Instead of saying, "It was an important birthday," try upgrading your language to, "It was a significant milestone." See how that phrase just elevates your language? It shows a much deeper level of understanding.
All right, we've set the scene. Now for the really exciting part of the story, describing what was actually happening. What was the big moment that made everyone smile so much? This sentence is a perfect example. It starts by naming the feeling, a vibrant atmosphere, and then it gives concrete examples of what people were actually doing. That combination of a general description with specific actions is just so effective. Describing a vibrant atmosphere is so much more powerful than just saying it was a fun party. That one phrase instantly creates this mental image of energy and excitement and life. It's a fantastic phrase to have in your back pocket.
To make your story even more memorable, try to focus on one specific highlight. What was that peak moment? Was it the couple's first dance at a wedding? Or the exact moment a surprise guest walked in? Maybe it was when the fireworks started. Pinpoint that one key moment.
And to describe that peak moment, a word like jubilation is absolutely perfect. It's a really high-level word that describes that collective feeling of overwhelming happiness and triumph. That feeling of shared, explosive joy. We've reached the final, and I'd say maybe the most important step, making it personal. How did this experience make you feel? This is your chance to really connect with the examiner on an emotional level.
This is just a perfect way to wrap things up. It explains your feeling, incredibly uplifted, and then it gives a reason why. This kind of reflection shows that you didn't just see the event, you were truly moved by it.
Uplifted is such a wonderful word to use here. It clearly communicates a really positive emotional shift. It suggests that the experience didn't just make you happy right then, but it also left you feeling more hopeful afterward.
And here's where you can show some deeper thinking. Mentioning that the event helped to foster a sense of community takes your answer from just a simple story to a really thoughtful reflection on why shared happiness is so important in society.
All right, before we wrap this up, let's do a super quick recap of the amazing vocabulary we've covered. These are the words and phrases that are really going to take your answer from good to absolutely great.
Okay, let's lock these in. Heartwarming, contagious, significant milestone, vibrant atmosphere, jubilation, uplifted, and to foster a sense of community. Try to sprinkle a few of these into your own answer.
And there you have it, the complete framework. So now it's over to you. Take a second and think, what heartwarming occasion are you going to describe? Use this structure, use this vocabulary, and I promise you'll be ready to deliver a fantastic answer. Good luck!